Hello again, it's the folks here from Agility today to bring you another tip to help you achieve transformational results in your business. Today we'll be doing a quick cost comparison between a hosting contract with Mindshift versus SharePoint Online or Office 365. So we were brought on by a particular customer to help them compare SharePoint Online to their current hosting contract. Give you a little bit of data on the customer. They had about 300 users in SharePoint 2010, just under 50 gigabytes of data. They did have a VPN solution as well as they were replicating their Active Directory to the hosting environment. That particular environment was supported by a single FTE as well as external consultants. They found that while that environment was very flexible, it was very difficult to predict the support cost, and they were having challenges with both uptime and support. Since their FTE was spending all of their time firefighting, they didn't have the time that they needed to train the end users and focus on adoption and the solutions that the end users were looking for in SharePoint. So in order to help them make a quick cost comparison, we put together this spreadsheet for them. They did want to have an environment that was easier to support and had better uptime, but they weren't willing to spend a lot more than they were spending today. In addition to evaluating Office 365 for the customer was also evaluating solutions other than Microsoft SharePoint. They were spending about $7,000 per month with Mindshift. They were also spending 20 hours in a contract to provide support, $2,700 monthly from their current consulting vendor. In addition to that, they had charges that varied from month to month with additional support costs. For them, we chose SharePoint Online Plan 2. They probably could have fulfilled most of their needs with SharePoint Online Plan 1, but their finance department was interested in many of the new BI features in SharePoint 2013, and they felt that they may want to try to connect SharePoint to some line of business systems in the future. They wanted to keep their single sign-on functionality. Obviously, there were some charges around the migration software, training, etc. They wanted to keep a contract where they had access to external consultants, but they wanted to focus that time not on firefighting and keeping the environment running, but basically on solutions development and adoption of their SharePoint environment. So for these guys, it's basically a no-brainer. If you look at the 3-year total cost of ownership, they're going to save $75,500. So just a quick step-by-step of the project plan for this particular customer. Step 1 is to collect data from their 2010 farm. They said that they had no customizations and very few workflows. So the migration should be relatively easy, but we always want to check to make sure that the customer's perception of their own environment is correct. We need to review their SharePoint farm against any SharePoint Online limitations. It's a great solution, very cost effective, but since it is a multi-tenant environment, we have to make sure that there aren't going to be any concerns with the way their SharePoint is set up. In this particular case, we weren't selling them the Office 365 SharePoint plan, so we had no financial interest in recommending that over the Mindshift contract, but obviously if you look at the numbers, it made sense in this case. We helped them procure SharePoint Metalogic Content Matrix. That was the software that we used to migrate the data. And of course, we needed to train the users on 2013, and in the future will focus their consulting budget on solutions development, such as contracts management solutions, resume tracking systems, as well as on training and user adoption. So I want to thank you for your time today. This has been the folks from Agility helping you bring transformational results to your business using SharePoint. SharePoint Online is not right for everybody, but for a lot of folks, especially folks below 1,000 users. It makes a lot of sense. If you'd like some help doing a similar cost comparison, you can reach out to us and send us an email at info@xgility.com.